Hi, everyone. I'd like to welcome you guys to Intellectual Radio on the Mark with Mark. I think we're going to have a great time tonight. I got a longtime friend over here who's probably going to give me a lot of crap tonight. But Bob, I'm glad you came to hang out with me tonight. And,
It's a pleasure, Big Mark.
yeah, we're going to go over a few things tonight. Probably a few Chicago might want to hear. And I got a lot of Facebook fans out there that I had started a series with actually about my particular life here in Chicago and how I did my basketball game and how I approach my basketball. And I haven't forgot you guys. We're going to go through it. I think I was actually at the point where we were going to talk about DePaul basketball. So we're not going to delay that, but we're going to have to delay that a little bit. But I think you're going to enjoy what's going on tonight. I really like to kind of start touching base. We started a little thing about, the basketball players in Chicago, and I want to explain myself. When you talk about the best basketball players in Chicago, which I got response after response after response, there's several things that exist within that criteria. You can't be the best basketball player and play 2 years. You can't, it doesn't as a basketball player in Chicago, and you average 10. It's not going to happen. Or that person seen you play one time and you had 30 and that was the best game you had. No, we're talking about longevity. We're talking about players that did it from night in and night out. And that's the kind of player that when I look at, when you talk about the best in Chicago or the best that ever played Chicago, that's what we're looking at. And then I want any outsiders, somebody who came to Chicago from somewhere else and then said that they from Chicago. You know who I'm talking about? They're not from Chicago. Look, you come from Chicago. You're not from Chicago, man. You ain't got no blood. You ain't got no blood on the court, man. You haven't played in the park. So, you gotta play.
They still in fame.
Everybody likes Chicago. Come on, man. Everybody that ever played here likes Chicago. So I can understand them liking Chicago, but listen, you can't do that.
Right.
That's a no. You can't do that. And that's disrespect to all of us who got blood and sweat on the courts, the playgrounds, the rock courts of Chicago. You can't say that. Now, you can be a nice guest, but, you're not from Chicago, man. So, we want to square that away right away. And, but I really like to, kind of start this off with the fact that there's a lot of players, an awful lot of players that sometimes get missed in that conversation. And guys, forgive me for missing him if I miss him, but there's no disrespect to them, but I might miss some, because I only have my era, and I was a little bit with eras before me, from the Bo Ellis to the Ricky Green to the Ronnie Lesters, to that group, but I might miss a few, so just forgive me for that. But what I really like to do is say, so if you had your opinion, and we'll do it by position, and then I'll drop off with you and say that.
Okay.
When you talk about the top point guards that you can, drum up, I'll
and the history of Chicago.
Well, you can't do the history. You can just say what you know.
My top, right? But see, I go back with you too, Mark, and I don't go back as far as you, but I watched y'all.
Trying to call me old, man?
I think you got me now. I was in 8th grade when he was in college, man.
I'm from K-Town, man.
K-Town.
You say it right, okay?
The west side and south side up in here. I'm from the Wild Hunters, but I'm a new generation, though.
You say it right. Now, okay, give me a little bit.
Okay,
and I'm gonna tell you what I think.
My top guards, man, that I seen coming up, man, and I'm gonna start with your era. First of all, Isaiah Thomas.
Okay, well, you know that's my boy. So
that's my man. And I'm not trying to get no brownie points,
but
that's a dog.
So we didn't talk.
Right.
That's straight.
That's a dog
from it.
I saw y'all playing a push XL game back in the days at Rosemont Horizon.
Right.
The score was like 235 to 200.
We wasn't guard nobody, dude.
I said, man.
Yeah, we wasn't guard nobody. That was a push XL game. Everybody was like the NBA All-Star game. Who guarded somebody?
They used to guard.
Well, in our year, the All-Star game, you ain't getting no freebies.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all was physical.
But, that's the whole thing, though. I mean, we'll get back to the guard. The whole thing is that, and when I talk to my Facebook friends, is that when we played, I wanted to know who the best was.
Right.
So if there was a forward on the other side of me, it was like, you know what this is about. So we don't have
There's too much shoe shine boy stuff going on.
Listen,
right?
I want to know who the best.
I watched the game with you. I was fortunate enough to watch that game with you at Cigar Bar when KD put on that performance.
KD Cole.
And let
me take it from KD Cole.
I want to just ask you this because I'm tired of people all this downgrading stuff.
Right.
Where do LeBron and KD and all them boys stand with you? Could they have played back with you, Mark?
Yes. I always think of that, and I don't know how effective they would have been because they've changed the rules to be able to allow more movement. But if they played with us with our rules, they would have still been okay. But it would have been nasty. It would have been real nasty because see, I mean, with the body LeBron got and KD and I maxed up, I'm pounding KD. KD got that little body. I'm pounding him. Every time I move, I'm pounding him. I mean, like a heavyweight boxer. If I'm heavier than you, I lean on you. I push on you to get you tired.
Right.
Right now, they just run around.
Yeah.
So they both could play. Believe me, when you talk LeBron James and
they could have played in your era
without a question.
Okay.
Without a question. Curry could have played.
Why people beating LeBron down, man? Why they giving him such a hard time?
Man, I think you got to get to this almost is another show, meaning that you have to be politically correct. And LeBron is not politically correct all the time. He speaks on things from his heart, and which I applaud him for because, a lot of times when you go to a show, you got to figure out what you can say and then which direction this question is going in and be able to detour it that way and not, it's a tough situation. You can't really just go out and just see what you mean. Yeah, I got in trouble for a lot of that. And
that's why you here today, because you was like, I got to do what I got to do.
No, well, I just like to say from the top, I'm never going to bash anybody, but, I'm going to tell it, like it is. I mean, you got a lot of players that different people follow and they portrayed them to be this incredible person, and some of them jerks. I mean, honestly, you got some guys out there who I'm not going to put them on blast, but if you follow them and research them and things, you got a lot of guys out there, man, that wouldn't come up in your home. Put it that way.
You wouldn't even want them.
No, what I'm saying is that they would drive their limo by there, and you can come out and see them.
Oh, see, talking on the other level. Yeah, I'm thinking about just he talking about limousines.
No, well, I know. I'm just saying is that
that's that real stuff.
No, what I'm saying is that from the sheer fact of that, me as a product of Chicago, I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. I'm fortunate to be able to live the way I live. But you know what? It's not as it doesn't feel right if I can't really let you see me. I have to let you see me. I mean, I let you see me.
You always been like that, though, Mark.
Well, I can't change.
Yeah, because I remember back in the days, I told you I was 14 years old. Y'all pull up to Chicago State, and you get out your bins, and I mean, you didn't care about what nobody thought. You wasn't hiding. You were like, man, I'm coming up here to hoop.
I grew up with you.
I'm coming here to come into the game, score 60 at the half, and go back and leave. I said, man, you were black hole. You never see the shots you didn't like. Boy, Mark put that thing up.
That was my job, man.
I remember, boy, I used to
Chicago State, though. I mean, we talked about it, and there wasn't a chance when you talk about playing in the playgrounds. You're talking about playing, in these places. Once I got to DePaul and was considered the best, all of that, at that point, a lot of players, I think they're too good to come back and play in the playground, and they got to have an entourage with them. And they, I can't be going to the bucket. I can't say, man, listen, with that stuff, come on, so I wasn't that kind of guy.
You're a real Chicago born bred guy, though.
No, I bleed Chicago.
You bleed Chicago. You're not scared of nobody, man.
No, man.
But you be showing up in some places. People like, I was
everybody.
there. I saw a white dude tell him at the cigar bar, hey, Mark, as long as you're in here, you'll never have to buy another cigar. What about me? What about me? I ain't never heard of no Robert Reed, but the white dude on the Brady Bunch. They're the super perks, ain't it, man?
Yeah, but man, you know, how you gonna live?
Right.
How you gonna live, man? I mean, I don't want to live.
But you don't turn nobody around either. I see people
like
coming up to you, be like, "Oh, what's up, dog?"
I'm not.
You ain't one of them people like, "Man, damn, you don't see me with my family and all that."
No, I'm not gonna do that. Man. You know,
but you had the career to do that, Mark.
But hold it though. So all those people, when I get on Facebook, you know, they tell me about. I remember when you was at Chicago State, and you took your shirt off, and you threw it on the ground, and you left. Okay.
They still got that.
But how can yeah, they probably do some more. How can I not say hello to that person?
Right.
How you do that? You know, how you get too big where you can't say hello to that person?
That's sad.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how, and I'm not gonna do that. You know, so you know, you got. I mean, you can't go. You got some people crazy. You know, but hell, man, look, stop. You know,
ain't nobody gonna be crazy with you.
But I gotta be that way, man. I can't change from being that way. Okay, now go back to my guards. We got off track. Go back to my guards. Give me my guards real quick so I can have some little.
I like. Hey, okay. I
Isaiah's
like
number one.
Isaiah's number one. You talking about strictly from Chicago or just period?
No, we went through that.
Okay. So we talking about period.
Who you saw play point guard? You saw play in Chicago, and let me tell you how hard this is.
I tell you what. Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers was a dog. Ricky Sobers was from Chicago, right?
No, Ricky Sobers wasn't from Chicago.
Where was he from?
You got all them people that love Chicago. See, tell you people love Chicago. I don't know where Ricky was from. I don't think he was from Chicago. You got to research that.
I was giving Ricky Green, though. And Maurice Cheeks.
Maurice Cheeks. Cheeks is from
Chicago. Cheeks, he's from the project.
Chicago. I tell you what, we're going to let some other people try this because you having a little problem here.
Yeah, man.
You can call in. The number is 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. I'm new at this, so you know I might mess up a number.
This is open tonight, man.
Yeah, well, I'm good with it. I'm comfortable. I'm gonna treat it like I always treat them. You know. So okay, now I know I calling in. So give me. You say Ricky Sobers. How you miss Ronnie Lester?
Right.
Santos. See, Isaiah was Santos. You know how you miss him? Eddie Hughes.
Oh.
How you miss Eddie Hughes?
Right. Lloyd Batts.
Lloyd Batts. It was two of them. Boyd Batts.
It was two of them?
See there? You don't know Boyd Batts. See?
What about the kid Harris? Billy Harris. Was he called up?
Well, see, a lot of you guys listening don't know nothing about Billy Harris. Billy Harris came off the street. He's straight player. He came off the street in his pimp boy clothes. Walked to the locker room. He might have been strapped too, but he walked to the locker room, put on his stuff, give you 50, and leave.
That's where you got it from?
Billy Harris.
I heard Billy Harris was cold.
I used to get up on the little bleachers, me and Isaiah, get early because the big boys took all the seats. Get your little butt out the way. They took all the seats. So we used to get up under the bleachers just to get a look at Billy Harris play. Oh, let me tell you, Billy Harris was something.
That's crazy, man, that you had him to look at.
Man, but I looked at all of them, man. I was a student. Me and Isaiah, we just walked around. Our whole day was planning on how we was going to get into the ML King Center without the big boys taking our seat and where we going to sit at, how we going to see them. And we watched them all, man. We watched them all. I loved it, But that's what made, us propelled to where we propelled to, because we were taught.
Y'all were students, man.
We were students. We were taught.
Yeah, man.
We were taught.
I mean, because you 6'8".
No, thank you for those inches. No.
Well, I mean, at home,
I know I played like that. I know I played like that.
But you posted everybody up, Mom.
It didn't matter.
And then Isaiah, he was 6'2".
Yeah, he was 6'2".
And he didn't care how tall you were.
Well, you had to play in the playground. How you gonna get scared because he taller than you?
Right.
No, that didn't happen.
I remember y'all had that poster back in the days. I had it on my wall. By Shy. Yeah, everybody had that, didn't they?
I can't believe that ugly little poster. Ugly little poster.
But it was By Shy for real. I bet it wasn't that ugly.
No, well, by for a minute, man.
How many years you played on, Mark?
I played 13 years in the NBA. 13 years in the NBA. It was fun, man. I enjoyed it. I think the biggest thing I take from it is that, my transition from Chicago basketball to the NBA was comfortable because of Chicago basketball. I mean, really comfortable because when I got in the NBA, I had no problem. No problem. I felt like I was the biggest gangster on the block.
You was, though.
Yeah. You know what pissed me off though, man, is that I got into the NBA. You play mano-a-mano basketball. That means if you the forward on that side and I'm the forward on this side,
come over here and
we play each other.
Right. They were dodging you.
Oh man, you show me a video or a film where you see another small forward guarding you. Please bring it to me because I ain't seen it yet. You might see them for a minute or two.
They were dodging you.
I ain't see no small forwards, man. I used to line up at half court and say, am I gonna see a small forward? Nope. Here, Horace Grant guarded me here. In LA, it was either when there were AC Green or Thompson. I ain't see no James Worthy. When I went to
you telling me
Boston,
James Worthy was dodging you?
They wasn't putting them. I ain't gonna call the man out because I don't know what they did in their locker room, but I didn't never see him. I didn't never see, but I had to guard him though.
Right.
But I didn't.
They were like, well, you want to make sure you score, Worthy.
So. Well, I tell you what though, when I got to Detroit though, because of the lineup in Detroit, I got to see other small forwards for a little while.
And East.
Yeah, when I got in the East.
But Buck Williams with y'all.
No, Buck wasn't with us, man. But just because James Edwards was a power forward. Oh, they finna work with this thing, man. I think I got somebody calling in here. Look, I'm just.
Which button is it wanted to be on?
So he don't know.
Yeah, I was in the back with the blue class.
Hello.
Hey Mark, what's up, man?
What's happening, man? Who is this?
What's your name? Where you calling from? It's Andre, man, from up to the Family Den.
What's up, man? What you doing?
Man, I'm glad you got to the show, man. You get a chance to tell everybody about all the great stories you used to tell me about. You and Magic hanging out when y'all was All-Americans in high school and stuff.
Right. What's your question,
man?
This is what
I call in to say, man. Some of my favorite. I told you my favorite player, but some of my favorite memories of you and Terry Cummings doing work together. I want to know, when was the first time that you met Terry Cummings?
Well, thanks a lot. Great question, man. Believe it or not, the first time I met Terry Cummings was when I knew as a senior I was going to DePaul because I saw Terry play. I think he might have been a junior, and I watched Terry play, and we kind of got to be buddies, but I watched him play, and I said, you know what? I'm going to recruit him to come play with me. So actually, as a senior, I recruited Terry before I signed at DePaul and said, you coming to play with me.
Wow.
And he said, yes, I am.
So y'all were doing that back then.
Are you kidding me?
Super team.
I had Terry, I had Teddy, I had Terry,
Skip
Cummings,
Dillard,
Teddy Grubb, Skip Dillard, and Isaiah Thomas.
Why did he go to Indiana?
It's a long story, but I had to let him go. Look, he committed to me. Isaiah committed to me to DePaul.
Y'all would have been together.
Well, that was a national championship. That might have been a couple.
Yeah, y'all have won 2, 3 of them.
Yeah, that might have been a couple.
That's crazy.
But that's the first time I met Terry. Watched him play, and then he in return, I told him he's coming to play with me. I told him if he committed to me, I was going to DePaul, and then he said, "I'm coming too. I'll be there next year." Boom. That was that. Thanks for that call. But I'll get back to that. I never saw small forwards. I never ever saw them. I wish I had, but it is what it was.
Tell me, man, that defining moment. I just want to ask you this question: when you was coming out of college, and you was the first pick for Dallas Mavericks,
right?
And that was the new franchise. How did that feel coming from the west side of Chicago, man? I mean, I'm sure you weren't born into money. How did that feel, man, being able to help your family and do all those things? Because you had a long, productive career, Mark.
It's very good, but I think the biggest thing is that, I still understand them days of eating syrup sandwiches.
You ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you let that go, I think you're in the wrong place. I understand the fact that my mom worked at the post office like double shifts in order to get me those Converse. Doggone bus fare. Even though that's a blessing and I got there and I'm happy about that, but
those old school.
In my mind, man, look,
that kept you grounded.
Man, in my mind, but those are heartfelt things, man. I mean, how you let go of heartfelt things? I mean, you lost your mind if you all of a sudden just forget about, the fact that, your family did okay, but you
damn near was still there.
Listen,
because you think about it. I mean, as talented as you was, Mark, you come from Chicago. It's a gang of talent.
Tons of talent.
And
some of them
didn't make it.
A lot of them.
And you probably ran up against some guys that didn't make it.
Oh, it hurt.
And they probably see you like,
it hurt.
What's up, Ma?
Yeah, but it hurt me almost as much as it hurt them, man. Because when I think about how good they were and think about the little simple things that changed it toward you. You know what I'm saying?
That's that shift.
Yeah, I mean, I was at Austin High School. I missed 127 days of school.
Damn.
Yeah, didn't
even go to school.
I went to play basketball.
Yeah, you get. That's what I say. You ain't no way you went to school. You and Michael Jordan and y'all were too damn good.
No, but I went to play basketball until my mom found out. What are you doing? She found out. Man, so everybody else up there got the number and all the cuss words so yeah, she was like, you know what?
You say Austin?
Austin.
It's been over there that long.
Austin
over there is it Chicago Avenue?
No, man, it's on Lone Pine.
Okay, the west side.
Yeah, see, you don't know nothing about Austin.
I like the west side though. But you can ride up Madison Avenue and buy anything you want. They got mannequins outside. I said, I love the west side, boy. Come on, man. It start on Austin and go all the way downtown on Madison. They got everything.
Well, listen, if you want to get any of this, the number is 708-223-8953. If you want to get any of this, give me a call. Let me know. And I'll end up announcing other shows. I got some great people up here who really are supporting me and said, come up here and let's do this. And I really appreciate them for that. But I'm enjoying this actually, and I'm going to invite some people up here. I'm going to get some of my friends up and talk basketball.
You're test driving them, Mark.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. This is great. Okay, so now I'm going back and forth. I got to finish this now. So I nearly need to know your guards, and then I'm going to give you my adjustment to your guards.
Well, I ain't that many. So if I got to pick everybody, I'm going to go with Isaiah Thomas, Ricky Green, Tim Hardaway, shoot, I stopped. Mo Cheeks. Is Antoine Walker a guard?
No,
he's a big guard.
No, Antoine Walker forward.
He's forward. Man, that's about it, man. We ain't got that much. Oh, D Rose. We go with the new school too.
You can go
D Rose.
You can go with anybody.
I'm gonna go with D Rose. And
so you left Doc Rivers off that one.
Doc Rivers wasn't like super cold though. He was just. You know what I'm saying? Doc Rivers was decent.
Now you calling Doc Rivers deep?
No, he was like.
Hey, Doc, I'm sending it to you, man. I got
Doc Rivers. Now, come on, man. He was a $1 million role player, man.
He led for Viso East.
I know, but like Doc when he came into the league, he was a distributor.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna say. Okay, well, I think you got it right. Well, see, one thing, only 1-2 people I think that in that group, and I know I'm missing some that I would say you're missing on. Isaiah hated to play against Eddie Hughes.
Ooh,
Eddie Hughes. Hated playing against Eddie Hughes. And the other one is Ronnie Lester.
He was so fundamental.
But Ronnie,
he had that jerk move.
But let me tell you what Ronnie was an All-American, I think, after his sophomore year, if I'm not mistaken. Tore up his entire ACL. This was before they had these new kind of surgeries.
Yeah.
And came back and was still first team All-American and was still drafted in the first round.
Damn.
Yeah. And before he got hurt, I would venture to say if he hadn't got hurt, it would be hard to say that he wasn't the best guard to ever play.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
Ronnie Lester.
And you can ask Isaiah and everybody else.
Right.
It will be.
Well, you ain't gonna lie.
No, Isaiah.
And you had to deal with him that day.
Isaiah, my boy, man. He's my boy.
Isaiah he'll be in here smiling with you like, you know what, you right.
I know you're right.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Now we'll go. I don't know if you can go there, and then in your 5, now you get to pick another one in your 5. Just one in your 5. Another player.
From
you
Chicago?
Can't pick KG because KG ain't from
I'm
Chicago.
taking TC.
You taking TC?
I'm taking Terry Cummings, man. I played against him as a young man at my park. He was abusing people.
Okay.
That dude was 6'9" for real though, right?
Bad boy.
Yeah, Batman banger.
Okay.
I think he's one of the guys that should have got a championship because he was around a long time like you.
Yeah, he was.
Y'all played 14, 15 years.
Yeah,
back in then, y'all was like heavyweight champions.
Yeah.
Y'all played box 20 rounds back then, man. Y'all played, and then y'all didn't take games off.
What game? Took a game off.
Y'all was not. Remember last year the NBA dudes was resting. I know you was rolling over in your grave behind that way.
Can't take no rest, man.
No rest.
No rest. That person up there paid for that ticket, man. That person paid for that ticket. They came to see you play. And if I can walk, you're going to see me play. If I can walk, yeah. If a broken wrist, a broken hand, or if my legs work, you got me, because anything else I can play with.
You can play with a broke hand?
Oh, done it several times. Broke hand, broke fingers, that kind of stuff. Sore back, that if it's not the lower,
your lower extremity, you can't run.
It's hard. If my ankle gone, if my hamstring gone, I can't deliver.
Right.
But everything else, shoot, you can pretty much deliver. So
with a broke hand, because Bron broke his hand. I ain't know he broke his hand.
He didn't tell nobody. He probably did. He broke.
Yeah, he had a cast on today.
Yeah, he broke it, but he had to play.
Yeah,
you can't tell nobody about that. Isaiah did it a couple of times. Broke his hand, put a little pad on the top, and you got to play. That's what I like about Bron. I really love that about Bron.
See, Bron ain't all that bad.
Yeah, well, he's really good. I think he's really good.
Yeah, man.
Who was that? Eddie Hughes. What is that? Eddie Hughes? What?
They're responding to your names of players you were looking for.
He sent you a Facebook, Eddie Hughes. Tell Eddie Hughes to call in, man.
Eddie Hughes. I think he might live in Colorado somewhere now. No, we're gonna drop it on him. See, this is just introduction, and I just want to talk to Chicago and let them know where I'm at, and I want this to be an open dialogue. I want to talk to you. I don't want to just get up here and preach I want to talk to you. I want to know what you're talking about, what you're thinking about, and answer some questions.
Well, I tell you, man, people always wanted to talk to you, Mark. And it was like when you went to Dallas. We ain't see you, because you was in Dallas, man. That's where your job at. You had to move your family there.
Dallas,
and I'm glad you got old enough to be able to sit down for a minute.
But man. I've been here, man.
And you were like,
no, I've been here, man, just floating around, seeing my friends, enjoying Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Super low key, right?
Oh man, just simple. What places they don't expect to see you,
Right. You walk in, they're like, man, Ma!
What's happening? How you doing? And then I'm gone.
Right.
And then I go to places people, the other brothers might not go to, but I'm gonna go and say hello. I'm gonna definitely go and say hello. I think in my playing here in Chicago, it was so incredible to play at DePaul and play at that level and be in a city like Chicago. Let me tell you how incredible that was.
How many offers you have, Mark? Let's go to go to college. I want to know how many schools was recruiting you, dude.
How many are there?
226.
Okay, then you got it.
Nobody ever talk about that. How many schools was recruiting Mark?
Well, see, that's the crazy part about it, is that many schools was recruiting me, and then I went to DePaul.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did that, man.
Yeah, but you know how off the cuff that was?
That was strange, right?
From my understanding, I don't know, because they didn't give me any, I wasn't privy to it, but DePaul got investigated for that.
I know damn well they did. You were the leading scorer coming out of high school, right?
But being the number one player in the country, and then choosing DePaul.
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, they like, hold on. They had to slip him a bag. I know they slipped him a bag somewhere.
They like,
so
there's no way, right?
Ain't no way he went to DePaul. And then being from Chicago.
Nobody do that, man.
Huh?
The last people to do that was Q and them that went there.
Yeah, Quentin. Yeah, Quentin was
but
the last
for you
one
to do that, number one player in the country.
Yeah.
Wow.
But see, this is the whole thing about that. And this is how I saw it. And I'm going to give this little tidbit up. I went to visit these schools. I'm out on the court playing with these schools, and I'm playing with guys that's supposed to be All-American and supposed to be this and supposed to be that. And, they let us play with them then. And when I got on the court with him as a freshman, I'm playing to get the best player, and I'm giving him the business. I'm like, so why should I come to your school and play in your shadow and play in your shadow when I know it's 3 guys back there better than the 3 guys that are on this court? That means Teddy, Terry, Skip, Bernard. I bring them 3 guys, and y'all supposed to be ranked 5 next year. Oh,
that's what you did.
Yeah. Come on, I get Terry. I get Teddy. If I get them, I'm playing against your 5, and you rank number 5 in the country, and I'm basically giving your best player the business. Like he don't want to see me no more. Matter of fact, he didn't even come to play the next day. He had to go somewhere else. I'm like, where he at? Giving him the business. So, and I'm looking at this team saying that why should I come to play with you? And I got 3 more guys in Chicago, and then y'all rank number 5.
Right.
So if I get them, then we should be ranked number 3. Why should I come to your school when I see guys in Chicago? I can move right to 3. Right away. So why I'm gonna come to your school?
That's crazy.
But think about
y'all had what's that kid? Michael Mitchell? Was he there when you were a freshman?
Jim Mitchell.
Yeah. He played in the final or something.
Final 4.
He had a broke hand.
Yeah, he had a broke hand.
You was a freshman that year?
I was a freshman that year.
I remember, man.
That was the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson NCAA championship. But tell you, think about that. And I hate to think about it like this, but you can put it how you want to think it. I had the last shot. Would have won that game against Indiana State. Now I think about that shot, and I think I made like 7 in a row, 8 in a row, just to get us back in the game, and had the clearest look I want to get. And when it left my hand, I was like, "This is over." Oh, I was like, "This is over," right? And it didn't go in. But hindsight, I look at it. Maybe it was better I didn't make that shot,
right?
Because there wouldn't have been no Magic Bird championship.
Ooh.
There wouldn't have been
don't nobody know that.
There wouldn't have been no Magic Bird. I'd have messed up the Magic Bird. I would have messed up the Magic Bird championship if I made that shot.
Yeah, because that opened it up for everybody, right?
Some degree. The NBA, Magic's first year was on tape delayed.
I know. I watched it at 10:30 at night. That was a short.
It wasn't a prime time. People weren't paying for the NBA.
No.
But then when Magic and Bird got in there and started that together, they boost the value of the entire NBA. That rivalry itself,
right?
Boost the value of the entire NBA. So if I make that shot, man, I might have.
Nobody would have cashed out like y'all did, because y'all cashed out.
I might have messed up the whole thing, man. But
as fate would have it, you were still number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, number 1 draft pick.
And you and Mark and Matt and Isaiah.
But I didn't want to be number 1. I did not want to be number 1. I wanted to be number 3 or number 4. Chicago.
You came here?
Man, I was trying to maneuver my way to Chicago, man. I was doing everything.
You was messing up workouts.
Not taking visits. Well, yeah, I don't want to come down. I'm sick. I was doing everything.
You knew you was going to be drafted to the NBA, though, at that point?
Oh, yeah. I knew I was going to the NBA, man. I tell you, when I really knew that I was NBA level is when I played as a sophomore in Malcolm X. And when I played a sophomore in Malcolm X, a sophomore in high school, not in college.
Right. High school.
Yeah. We played at Malcolm X, and they were all pros on the other side. From Mickey Johnson to Marcus Johnson it was pros played. Pros played back then.
Yeah.
And we were a high school team. It was me, Isaiah, Mitch Anderson, Doc Rivers. We were all high school boys.
Right.
And
Mitch Anderson is J.J. Anderson.
J.J. Anderson. Hey, cold.
Cup Jam.
Cold, buddy. Cold. J.J. I love playing with J.J. We were forwards together. But when I went out there and I was playing against some of the pros, and man, I was dropping 40, 50 on them just like anybody else. So I was like, okay, all right. So you keep your thing straight, keep doing what you're doing, get better. I never thought about number one pick, but you can play in the NBA.
You were the number one pick, Omar, for Dallas? That was the expansion league that year.
No, they was expansion the year before. Kiki Vandeweghe wouldn't go.
Oh, okay.
And then next year they picked me, and I was trying to go to Chicago. You and
Isaiah both was trying to botch it up.
Everything
because I saw him in Magic thing today. They were talking about. He was like, "Man, I was messing it up, man.
Doing everything, trying to."
Let me tell you
what he did to me, Isaiah. So we know we're going to be 1 and 2.
You got a call.
We got another caller. Okay, come on, man. Y'all got to show me how to work this thing. Hit the on button. Hit the on button. Hello, caller. Y'all interrupting the good stuff now. You better be good. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Cornell Stokes, Big Mark. You know me pretty good. I coach over at Brooks High School with Big George.
What's up, man? What's happening with you?
How you doing, baby? We talking. We was watching Morgan Park run over Goody and Bogan over at
what was that?
Yeah. Well, here's my question,
right.
Because I know how you guys stand. Why do you think some of these professional players out of Chicago don't play in these summer tournaments to teach these younger men that's playing on the high school and college level how to be good like them?
That's an incredible question, and I really want to take my time with this. I'm so glad you called in because I was going to touch on this. You have to be at a point where you are not thinking about yourself. You have to be in a position where you're thinking about what someone has done for you and you need to do for someone else. That's a selfish move, in my opinion, to not be able to come back and deliver that expertise to the ones behind you. Because it happened to me. When you talk about the pros in Chicago, I was listening to all of them, and all of them listened. I sat there, from everybody, from the Mickey Johnsons, from the Sonny Parker to anybody that was in the pros. They say, Mark, come over here. Maurice Cheeks, Mark, come over here. You can't do that. Well, what do I need to do? And they were there for me, and I made myself available for other players, which I do. I'm in every playground, every gym I can be in to assist any kid that's been playing. The kid from Morgan Park, IO. Mm-hmm. I ran into IO early. The Charlie Moore. I ran into Charlie Moore early. I ran into a lot of the Morgan Park kids early because then me and Nick had got a relationship. Then I moved over to Simeon. But I'm glad you answered that question. I think it's the most selfish thing of any pro player that you were blessed to be able to go to the league and do the things you did, and you didn't do it yourself. If you did, if you say that, you're a lie. There were other people who involved in making your game, and then you selfishly not just come back and wave and get in the stands and all that. No, man, get your feet dirty. Get your hands dirty. Go out there and talk to a kid, guide a kid. That's the most selfish thing. One of the pet things that I hate about what Chicago basketball turned into is our pros go away and they come back, as, Miss America and wave their hand, but you don't get dirty with the kids. You don't get on the court. You don't talk to them. You come to one game. You don't go to their practices. That's so selfish, and I just think it's selfish, so if you're a pro and you're doing that, you got it from me. I think you're selfish, and I think that it's wrong that you won't come back and deliver that. So, hey, I'm glad you called and pulled that out because that's exactly where I feel about that. And I think that's a really, really, really big problem. Really big problem. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, baby.
Yeah, that was real, man.
Yeah, they don't come
Like
back.
I say, I remember when I was a kid, I'm growing up in Roseland, y'all playing in Chicago State. Me and my boys, after we finished hooping, we ain't even had no clock. It was somebody had a watch. Like, man, what time is it? Because Push XL games finna start at 5 o'clock. We went from 99 and Princeton all the way to King Drive. Mark pull up in his Benz, get out his Benz, pull out his docks, walk in real slow, give you 60, leave at halftime. I'm good. I just see my money, man.
Y'all saw me play,
we
though,
gonna get that money. And then, when I say that money, that was scoring. And then you had Artis Gilmore up there.
Mm-hmm.
All the pros,
all the pros,
man.
all the
we
pros.
can walk up to y'all and be in the hallway
all the pros.
and be able to walk up to you and see you. But I think to add to that, I think the fact that the family unit has left our community so much, so there's a lot of fear with these guys, man, because they make a super lot of money, and with these kids now, man, it's just bad out here.
Well, I understand.
So I guess you got to pick your spots. Go ahead, big.
I understand that, but you know what though, I still don't think that's big enough for you to not come to a game. You come in to give your Queen of England wave. You're there, right? Damn. So why can't you come in and?
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right,
yeah,
man.
You see, they come to the
because
game.
People know who to mess with.
Yeah, man.
Like if you're a pro athlete and you want to walk around here, man, I ain't scared of nobody, man. Y'all about to move around because everybody that's around you gonna be like that.
Yeah, but you can get that anywhere,
right? Because D-Rose still come around.
Yeah,
D-Rose still be hooping on Harrison down there.
But what I'm saying,
like getting in this car riding off with nobody, like man.
His heart, let me tell you, and this is another thing about that kid. I'm hurt about him. That's a good person.
Right.
I wish all of you.
He had a good run though this playoff.
Yeah,
in Minnesota,
I'm so
man.
happy for him, man.
Well, we glad for his comeback,
but
man.
He's a good person, man. He just was misled. He was misled
early on.
Yeah, but if that's the part that defines you, right? You know what I'm saying? If somebody give you false stuff to say and you acting like a jerk from day one, like that first impression you say of a person. Yeah. But he's not that, man. I know him. No, man. Let me tell you,
D-Rose could care less.
He a nice guy.
He'd be the same dude if he had money if he did.
Yes, he's a nice
one of them guys, man.
He's a nice guy. I just hurt for him because
his handlers.
No, some people said some things and guided him in a direction that's not his heart. Right. And I know it's not his heart.
He was a baby too.
He was a baby, and then he didn't know what he was doing.
It was his handlers, Ma.
I ain't finna. Right? Look, they know who they are.
Okay.
And I'm saying is that what I hate is that a lot of people in America have the wrong perception of Derrick Rose.
They do.
They have a wrong.
Because that's a homegrown good young man.
He's a good guy, man.
Yes, he is.
He's a good.
And all of us in Chicago is good.
Yeah, but then you got some people who they got thinking they're the most incredible player on earth are jerks. Them the ones I used to crush. Because I said,
for instance,
well, all you gotta do is know him. I had one in Detroit I had to crush, and crushed him every time I saw him.
Was that Adrian Danley?
I didn't like him. Listen, come to me. That's all I ask you to do. To me, because I ain't going nowhere. Come to me.
He was salty when they traded him.
I wouldn't care.
I was like, how you handle that, man?
No, what I'm saying is that listen, when we matched up on the court, let's show. No, but you run over there. No, he ain't gonna match. I had to match up with him. Don't get me wrong. Got game. I ain't gonna never say Adrian Dantley can play, but when you talking about playing me, it ain't happening.
Barbecue time.
It ain't happening.
I was surprised when they traded it, but I wasn't though. I was like, Isaiah got his money, man.
But dog,
y'all needed you that year.
Hold on. Okay, listen. What I'm saying is that they were. When I went over there, let me explain this to a lot of the people who think things were good. They were number 4 in their conference. When I went over there, they were losing.
Right.
Go check it yourself. They were losing. The moment I came over there, and I'm not going to put it all on my back, it's the combination of letting Dennis Rodman play and delivering what I had to deliver. That combination.
Well, you opened it up for everybody.
That combination took us to a different level.
That's what you said in the 30 for 30. You were like, man, I'm going to let this young wild man play.
I got to let him play.
15, 20 off the bench.
I'm going to get him.
And then let this young man scrap. I'm going to get him
and let him.
That was genius, man.
But it was a great mix because when I'm playing, and I'm seeing what he does, you're an idiot or you're not a student of the game if you can sit there and let that go to waste.
Right.
Man.
Because you in practice, you're like, man, this dude don't even get tired.
Yeah,
this
don't
dude
never
jumping
get
in the
tired.
stand, ain't nobody even here.
Never get tired. And then it was vice versa. Dennis would come to the bench. He'd say, man, listen, we ain't get no buckets. You need to play today. He would do that to me. He was like, Mark, look, man, we got to come to you. Right. You know, and we had it like that.
You could tell.
But that infected the whole team.
It trickled down.
We would tell Isaiah, you need to sit down. You 1 for 9.
Right.
The whole team. Hey, look, Zeke, stop shooting. you ain't making no bucket.
Y'all came together because after that year, Zeke turned it over to Boston.
Yeah.
And
then it was me.
Yeah.
It was me.
Yeah.
And then we came in here and gave Chicago the blues.
And I want to say, since this is your show and it's opening night, I always said that y'all made Michael Jordan who he was. Y'all whooped that boy butt up here.
But you know what MJ did? That's why we talk now. That's why my hat off to him. That's a real gangster.
Right.
Mike was like, okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
You all right. It was good. All right. They was having breakfast weight sessions. On vacation.
No. You don't get no vacation when you get at that level.
Yeah, because when you went back to back, dude.
When you at that level, you never get a vacation again. Boston never took a vacation. LA never took a vacation. We never took a vacation.
Y'all were living in the jail?
No, the only way you're gonna keep it.
Right.
Hold it. Golden State didn't win again by going on vacation. No, Bron them didn't get back to the finals by going on vacation. Now all them other teams down there, that's sub 500. Yeah,
right.
they
the lowest team.
They in Hawaii. They in Hawaii, man. But the top of them, they working, man. They absolutely working. That ain't no, you get a week or two, but
that's it.
Oh yeah.
So after y'all won it, y'all was right back at work the 2 weeks?
Yeah. I mean, you have it and you build yourself up to the next season, meaning that you take a couple of weeks off, you go through that, and even in those couple of weeks, you still taking a jog, you running, you
getting up some shots.
You're still doing that. But then next week you might say, I'm gonna work out 3 days a week and do this, or I'm gonna work out every day, but
because you're a professional athlete.
No, it's what you do.
Right.
It's what you can't. I mean, anybody got a job that only time they take off when they get a vacation, right?
You ain't lying.
Yeah, they get them 2 weeks.
The perception with NBA players, people be like, "Oh man, they be out for 2 months and then they go back to work."
No,
they think that.
Yeah, I say some of them.
June.
Some of them do.
Right.
Some of them do, but then we don't worry about them.
They ain't gonna get 13, 14 years out of it either.
And they ain't winning no games. Them the teams we go to. Let's get rid of them early. Say by the end of the third quarter, they down 20.
I pulled a picture. I pulled a picture off Google with you, God, and Bird.
Yeah.
I was like,
Bird was cold.
I'm sitting here with Mark Aguirre. I get to sit with him and talk about Bird.
Bird was cold.
Bird was cold, man.
Bird was cold. I only had to rest for 2 forwards in this league. I figured, that I knew I was.
You had what? To rest.
To rest. Like
to rest. I thought he said Tourette.
Not Tourette. No.
He'll give you Tourette. Don't worry.
No, I actually had to, really look, you got to rest, and that was Bird and Bernard King.
They keep striking.
Bernard
they keep striking.
King,
Throw a strike. Strike.
Hard to guard. Hard to guard. But then again, let me put this on top of them. I was in the same situation. I guarded them,
but they had to guard.
They didn't never guard me.
Oh,
they never guard me. It wasn't never a mano a mano. My career wasn't never mano a mano. I hate that. I'm gonna hate that forever. That I didn't just to get to like now. A point guard go get a point guard. Curry went against.
LeBron didn't want to guard KD. No, I take that.
LeBron did guard KD.
He did.
And KD guarded LeBron.
Yep. So everybody want to nitpick that, but
but
that's
then
crazy.
You had Chris Paul and Curry. Right. They had to go Chris Paul and Curry. And then you had most of them have to match up like that.
Ain't it crazy how Curry been able to dodge most of the guards he played against throughout the championship runs? They've been hurt.
Well,
and the only time they wasn't hurt. That's a part of the
NBA.
Yeah.
Part of the NBA. Now, if Kyrie is in Cleveland this year, this story is totally different.
Because that boy was tough. Listen. He reminded me of Isaiah Thomas.
Well, if Bron has one more score,
He should have kept D Wade and Rose.
No, he should have kept that boy went to Boston. Yeah. Hey man, look. It's a great feeling. I'm really thankful, for you guys here, Intellectual Radio. This is fun. I'm really enjoying this, and I think we're going to set a schedule real soon, and I'm going to try to set a schedule for times to be in here because I really enjoy this, and I want to come back and continue, and actually get you a place where I can call home, and you guys get an opportunity to come back and know when and where I'm going to be here. And we're going to bring it bigger and larger. I'm going to, this is the first time coming on, so I wasn't able to invite a lot of my friends, but we can get to the meat of it.
Yeah, and I'm chopped liver.
No, he a friend. He a friend.
No,
but,
I'm just lucky enough to be able to be here to be with Mark, man.
Well,
and
just
pick his brain. Because you're talking about a guy that was at DePaul, drafted by Dallas. Loved it. Went to, and you ended up in the LA Clippers.
Yeah,
I know you was on vacation down there, wasn't it, man? Here in LA? Oh, I'm good. I'm in Atlanta.
See, get him off of here.
I know. I've been to LA a few times. I'm chilling. Yeah, I go down here and give him 20.
I was working, man.
I know you was working, but you was kind of like working and jerking at the same time.
It was LA, man. Come on.
LA apart. That's why Magic Johnson.
That's my boy,
that's my man. I love Magic, man. Y'all, in my eyes, man, if it wasn't for y'all gave young black men a reason to dream. You, Magic, and Isaiah doing those 80s and that 90 run for little black kids growing up in Roseland that was playing basketball. We was shooting to the crib when y'all was playing.
Oh, man.
Like,
that's nice. That's nice to hear, man.
So it's just like, being a mentor without being there. So,
well, you know what? Well, thank you. Well, the last thing I want to say is that, I'm really thankful for this platform, and anybody listen to this program, I hope you would look at it as your platform, because I want any of the questions that you would like to ask about the NBA. I'm not censored here. I can say anything I want to say, and I'll give you the most honest answer I can give you. And I wouldn't have come on here if I couldn't give you the honest answer, because that's not how I roll. So I want you to look at this as your platform, and I'm really going to try to answer your questions. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but there's a lot of things in the NBA that are not like they seem. And I hope that I can shed some light on it for you, and we can have some fun here, because I'm going to tell it just like it is. So I have no problem doing that.
The Black Howard Stern.
Hey, thank you guys. I really want to thank everybody for joining tonight, and you'll hear about me soon. Hey,
Robert Bobby Reed and with Mark Aguirre opening night. Peace, baby.
You know that you lose.